I actually can do a thing where I kneel down and I pick up a bit of sand and let it blow on the wind. And I spend a minute thinking really hard about it. And then I can sense the presence of all beasts within 5 miles. So.
Arturo squints, does a circle, and goes, "They're over there."
Shut up, I'm having a moment.
You can just see them. They're 100 feet away.
My fine senses tell me they've gone in that direction.
No, I told you they've gone in that direction.
Okay, well, that seems like that's
number.
pretty well handled.
I can see we lost one.
We've got our top men on that.
Cacophony casually sidles back over to the tiny hut.
Okay.
She will allow Kieran to enter.
Okay. Kieran is also going to enter, and then who's going off to get the sailheads?
Artie
and sailheads. Artie and I will go.
While they are gone, Kieran turns to you, Juliana, and says, "Who trained your friend?"
Which one?
The redhead.
Which
Wait, that
one?
doesn't narrow it down. The one who's not blue.
I think that's kind of her private information.
It's just interesting.
Cacophony immediately goes, "That's a bit of an awkward question. She was raised in a forest by an old elder man. But then she's been teleporting
Cacophony.
back and forth into
Cacophony.
the wilds, we guess?
Cacophony.
Yeah?
Surely you have some kind of tact when it comes to telling other people's stories and sharing their own personal information.
I mean, Elviva would happily tell it.
Yeah, great. Then she can make that decision herself.
Alviva and Arturos, by the way, you managed to catch up to the sailheads really easily. They do not move fast this time of night, and you managed to get them turned around and herd them back to the campsite.
Yeah, I have a whip.
Don't use a whip.
I forbid it.
It's just on the sand to make the sound. Yeah!
There you go.
You're gonna scare them. They're gentle creatures.
They're stupid.
Near as you can tell, they do not have ears.
I do it for me.
How do these things work?
Arturos does it for himself. Yeah!
Whatever makes him feel better.
All right, you guys arrive back at the campsite shortly to hear Cacophony telling Elviva's life story.
Elviva, he wants to know your life story.
I don't want to know the life story, I just want to know
Can you
who's
tell
danger.
it? I think you like telling it more than I do.
Yeah, I can tell it if you want me to.
There,
Again.
consent. That's all we needed. Ethla.
I'm just saying, Elviva has never been shy about telling it.
That's fine. But you don't know whether or not she'd Never mind.
It's cool. I'm from the woods.
She's from the woods. She's from a swamp.
Well,
She would like people to get out me swamp.
Everybody roll a perception check real quick.
23.
That's a 10.
22, I didn't mean to do that with advantage, but that's the first roll, so
14.
Juliana's preoccupied,
Let me just check for Thazita.
pinching her thumb and forefinger and brow, just...
Oh, I forgot Thazita is not wise at all. Oof, that's bad. Okay. Okay, so, Alviva and, Cacophony, you notice that on, Kieran's sort of ratty, sand-stained leather armor, there is a distinct insignia of a triquetra, which is like a Celtic knotted triangle.
Huh. That's an interesting symbol there on your...
And?
But I just think it's cool looking, is all. You can
Right.
get that tattooed.
Right, okay, well if you guys know what you're getting into, then I'm gonna leave. I got to move faster tonight.
Why? Where are you going? Okay, look, we've answered questions for you. How about you answer some questions for us that aren't just, would you like a shower?
I would prefer not to. And then he leaves.
I love you!
Oh, for Ethla's sake.
That's Mac, out of character, loves you. Anyone who says I would prefer not to immediately earns Mac's love.
Oh, look at me, I'm mysterious.
Why do you want to know where I'm from? It's a very boring story.
He's already gone. I know. That's the part that...
It's because he's a mysterious elven ranger, and he probably has attachment to your person who raised you.
What?
What?
I mean, can't you tell?
You mean the old man who lived in the woods?
In the bog, yes.
On our planet?
Yes.
The backwater one?
Yes. I mean, look at this man. He lives on Horinna. What's more backwater than this place?
I was trying to figure that out.
You think that guy knows my dad?
Yeah, he definitely knows your dad.
Well, we have to go find him.
We'll find him again, don't worry.
I step out the tent and I just yell into the desert, "Come back! Do you know my dad?"
Hey, have you worked with my dad?
Could you give me a job at the dealership?
Nothing more quintessentially encapsulates like the D&D fantasy adventure archetype than a character yelling into the night, "Do you know my dad?"
You have to say if you do. You have to come back.
Or else it's entrapment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's gone.
That was weird. Does that symbol mean anything to anybody? I'll draw it, so maybe smarter people will know something.
Yeah, I'll make some notes. What? So describe it for me. It was what?
Was it the same symbol that they saw that the old captain had?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a butterfly symbol.
I have history. Would that help at all?
Actually, weirdly enough, Arturos might be the one in the position to identify this symbol.
All the rest of us are from the backwater planet.
Yeah, Arturos, roll history.
It's a 6.
You got nothing.
I got nothing. I don't know. I didn't pay attention in class, I'll be honest.
Alviva, though,
okay.
as you were drawing the symbol, Thazita peeks over your shoulder and goes, "I think I've seen that before."
What is it?
Oh, yeah?
She starts digging around in her books and pulls out another big one.
How many books are in there?
It was the same one that she pulled out in reference to, fuck, I forgot what your question was. The second question that
Sasquatch?
required pulling out a book. Sasquatch, yeah.
Bigfoot.
She pulls out the Sasquatch book, and she starts
my
flipping
God.
through it.
Was that man a Bigfoot? Is that why he was so tall? I didn't know Bigfoots could be half elven. Half elf, half Bigfoot, all mystery.
You see her pause in the Bigfoot page, and then keep flipping. It's near the back. You get the feeling it's alphabetical. And then near the back, she opens it up, and you can see that same triquetra symbol. And she says, there are rumors of this symbol being associated with, the Star Wardens.
What are the Star
Which
Wardens?
are...
They appear to be some kind of, like, nature-oriented, independent, like, concerned third-party type organization. There's rumors that they don't actually exist. In fact, most of these are accounts of how they probably don't exist. But there are a lot of sailors who are really superstitious about them.
Yeah, pirates are afraid of them?
Yes. Including a note here from somebody who says, if you're naughty in space, the Star Wardens will come get you.
Wow, so that's just like a verbatim thing, huh?
Yeah, it does appear to be like a fairly common saying. I don't know why they felt the need to use the word naughty. I
mean,
feel like that's psychosexual somehow.
It is,
Yeah,
it is
a little bit.
psychosexual, you're right.
I don't think I've been naughty, so I don't know why the space cops wanted to know about me.
Alviva, was your father maybe a space cop, and so they're all, like, intercolluding?
If you was a space cop, you have to tell us.
Yeah, it's actually entrapment.
Huh.
I don't think my dad was a space cop.
Okay, well,
Did I ever see that symbol on anything that my adopted dad owned?
Roll an intelligence check, because you're trying to recall a memory at this point.
Bad news, I think I got stupider after I came back. 5.
The symbol seems vaguely familiar, but you don't think you ever saw it in Grayson's home, the guy who raised you.
well, this sounds like some Navarra shit again. And that's interesting. So from the notes that Navarra's had that Max decoded, the Star Wardens came up like at least a couple of times. They were somehow involved in whatever he was researching, any of the stuff that Max was decoding had to do with the World Eater cult, so this tracks. I should probably let the captain know that there's some kind of Star Wars shit going on. Though I didn't know that park rangers just lived in the fucking desert and buried themselves during the day with a little straw so they could breathe. That's
sand.
That's significantly less threatening and much weirder than I thought it would be. Anyway, I'm gonna take some notes and make a little and do a sending.
Good call. I was about to remind you that you did tell the captain that you would check in via sending so they knew you weren't dead.
Yeah.
That was fun. I can take next watch.
That was fun.
Well, I can stay up with you because I only need 4 hours of meditation, so there's no reason I can't just stay up.
Ah, it's nice. It's a company. They killed my lion, so...
I did kill your lion. But you still have your rats, didn't you?
I do, yeah. Pratt's in my pocket.
Awful.
I thought about throwing him in a mummy, but that seemed cruel.
That does seem cool.
Juliana sits down for a while and prepares a sending to the captain. Safe travels thus far. Desert littered with mummies. There's a Star Warden here. Those are in Navarro's notes. Interested in Alviva?
It takes a couple of seconds, and then... Thanks for checking in. I'm counting on my fingers the words.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Interesting about Star Wardens. We'll discuss further later. Stay safe. Don't die.
Love, Mom.
Love, Mom.
No, love, Mom. No, wait.
Love, Mom. No, wait. That was...
She doesn't do sendings very often. Aw, she cares about us.
They may be idiots, but those are my idiots.
Sweet, sweet validation.
All right, and for that, you guys settle down to wait out the rest of the night.
Sadly lionless.
Sadly lionless.
Sans lion.
Yeah.
Sand lion.
R.I.P. in peace, Judas the Lion.
Jadis.
I think Alexi gets to be the authority on what the lion's called.
She said I could name it.
Yeah, you can call it Jadis and I'll call it Judas.
I don't know. What you should have said is, yeah, you can call it Jadis and I'll call it its actual name.
Who here can speak to lions?
I guess you can complete a long rest if you really want to.
I like being refreshed.
I would also like to be refreshed.
Okay, do that.
I, weirdly, did not lose HP that fight.
Hey!
Hooray!
Cacophony is either completely untouched during a fight or dies to a rug. There's no in between.
It's true.
And we wrangled our sailheads back to give them a good old reboot.
But we lost one, so somebody's gonna have to double up.
It's Thazita and Cacophony, right? They can double up.
Yeah, that seems right.
We're all gonna be good wing people, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Taylor.
You're gonna have the two largest people in the party double up on the same sailhead. Just gonna throw that out there.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Do they want to?
I mean, Thazita doesn't seem to care one way or the other.
Cacophony? Is that too fast? What's up?
No, fine. That's good.
No, I'm just saying the sailhead might have some objections.
Okay, fine.
The two smallest people are Churros and Alviva.
Yeah,
Alright,
probably.
we can be buddies.
Cacophony sighs a little bit.
Okay, but you have to steer. I will fall asleep.
But then I can't sleep. The trick is I was sleeping on the sailhead most of the time. They
Me
actually just
too.
keep moving the same direction. You can totally get away
If
with
somebody
it.
wants to get some rope, they can attach it to the back of my sailhead, apparently.
Near as I can tell, they're kind of like sheep. They just follow the butt in front of them.
Yeah. Alright, nap squad, is that fine for you?
Nap squad!
Yep.
High five.
Just these two tiny people.
Together we have one brain cell.
What's a brain cell?
Exactly.
Aviva has the brain cell.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Alright. Off to the desert we go, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so next morning you guys head out. Same as usual.
Yeah, I'll cast Pass Without Trace again.
Cool. The terrain is starting to change around you a little bit. Where it was mostly sand dunes before, it's starting to turn into rock and slightly less sandy terrain. You can see a line up on the distance that is coming up closer. Appears to be some kind of cliff or mountain range. And as you guys are traveling, Cacophony, Thazita, manages to maneuver her sailhead next to you and says, "So I've seen that dome that you cast last night several times before, but I've never been able to ask any about it. How does that work?"
It's simply a matter of being fabulous enough to create one, honestly. Actually, it does involve a little bit of work, because you have to wander around, of course, and it does involve making sure that I play my music so that my magic can come through and then weave itself into the dome around it. But it comes into like an archway that's not an archway. It's like a tent, basically. So the ground would still be vulnerable. So if those mummies came at us from under the ground, they could get to us.
And she's just got a notebook out and is just writing things down.
That's fine. I love being interviewed by beautiful women.
And you said you cast it through your magic. Is that how you cast all your spells?
Indeed. Through my music, as it is.
Okay, if you couldn't use the magic, how would you be, like, manipulating the energies to use it? If you couldn't use the music, and then she's still writing down.
If I couldn't use the music, most of the time it involves just spells that wouldn't have a special audible component, I suppose. So I would be using hand gestures. She gestures with her hands as if this is part of the topic. And likely just kind of waving my instrument around. Or talking, I suppose.
And she then immediately drops into silence and just starts, like, writing notes to herself and drawing diagrams. It looks like she's trying to figure out the spell. Most
of the time, it's all a matter of... It comes from my force of personality. I hear that a lot of times magic for others needs to come from something else. But for me, it's always just been a force of personality thing. It's also why I have to get dressed and kind of be flamboyant, or else I can't get it. I can't do it.
Can't.
I was about to say can't get it off.
Can't get it on.
Can't get it.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You've seen me on the ship when I'm not dressed as Cacophony.
Oh, she's got a bad.
You could just hear, like, that whole thing whistling as it flies over Thazita's head. Okay, Thazita spends, like, the next couple of hours just, like, scratching in her notebook trying to figure out the spell. What's everybody else up to besides just kind of hanging out on the sailheads? Nap Squad's up to that, I assume.
Nap?
Yep. Nice nap time.
So it's just me, then.
I'm kind of awake. I'm just focused on the Dragonborn.
Listen, it's hot.
I'll just be over here alone with my thoughts. Having enough melanin to actually, like, be fine here, you idiots.
It's so hot.
It's really, like, I guess there's a heat, but it's not really that bad. I don't...
It's so dry. Oh, I'm so thirsty.
I made enough water this morning.
I don't need to know about your pee-pee.
If you touch my water, I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
I'll kill you first.
I'll kill you better.
Like to see you try,
Children,
fishman.
do not make me separate you. If you two don't behave, one of you is gonna have to ride on the sailhead behind me, and I'm not good at conversation.
I like how that's your threat.
It'll be really boring and awkward, because you have to talk to me.
What if I like boring and awkward? Gotcha.
Oh, she got you.
Hey,
Something
high
else.
five.
Chelsea is gonna mutter to herself, take out, like, she's probably got, like, an extra canister or something, and she's just gonna start, like, fiddling with it and mumbling at it, and she's gonna cast a ceremony to make another thing of holy water.
Okay, I think you gotta knock off 50 gold for...
25, I think.
25 gold for silver dust. Yeah, I'll just assume you have that.
Yeah, I do.
It's fun to do a ritual on a moving sailhead.
Just a lot of mumbling for about an hour.
We can't tell that it's a ritual because you're always doing a mumble.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, this is less of an angry mutter, and this is more of just like a mumble. There's less razzafraga. At some point when Thazita has like a minute, like when it seems like she's largely finished up her thing, Jill is going to like rope her sailhead back to her and be like, "Hey, I actually had another question for you, if you don't mind."
Mm-hmm.
She kind of looks around. So like we haven't been a whole lot of places in space, but like I was kind of wondering, like, if there are other spheres that have a goddess on there, Ethla, if that rings any bells. She's like a storm goddess. She's got like aspects are like motherhood, honor, justice, that kind of thing. Does that ring any bells? Because so far it's just been like my sphere. But I mean,
Hang on, I'll check. And then she reaches into her bag and pulls out a third book. This is different from the other two books that you've seen. Near as you can tell, this is just a bag of holding full of books.
I love it.
It's a library.
Jill's extremely jealous.
And she starts flipping through it. And it takes a little while. And then she goes, "Oh, I think I've got to mention here.
Okay.
Fairly prominent cult in storm space approximately 1,000 years ago. Worship steeply dropped off after that."
What? Cult?
It doesn't say why.
Sorry, cult?
Well, I mean, any sufficiently small church is we usually refer to as a cult.
Really? Cult? Really? Cult?
It's an accurate term. I do realize it has some stigma attached,
Yeah, a little
but that's
bit.
not our fault.
Cult? Wait, just there?
Looks like, yes.
That can't be. That doesn't sound right.
I mean, deities are highly localized. The deities of Kryn space, for example, are almost never seen outside their own sphere.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right. They seem a little self-interested anyway.
Yeah, gods generally don't do well in wild space. They mostly keep to their own spheres where they have influence. They don't have much power outside of their own spheres.
Huh.
I don't think they like it.
They don't like it?
They don't. They find it personally offensive that they're not all powerful everywhere, so they like to ignore that fact.
Huh. Honestly, from the one god I've actually talked to, that sounds about accurate.
They're honestly a bit more trouble than they're worth.
Juliana just kind of clamps up and looks over slowly, her eyes narrowing.
Completely oblivious.
More trouble than they're worth.
Artie, Artie, wake up. There's gonna be a fight.
Huh? What? I have my spear!
No, not that kind of fight. Shh. Okay. Jill's gonna smack down Thazita. We not so subtly ran our sailhead closer.
More trouble than they're worth. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's your scholarly opinion, huh?
Well, I mean, we usually do perfectly well without them.
Who's we? You want to run that one by me again?
Seekers? Plenty of other people I've met, too.
Plenty of people. Wow, yeah, no, gods are just completely useless then, huh?
I wouldn't say that.
What would you say?
I would say that they're very useful to specific people.
Jill's entire body is tensing up at this point.
People like cultists, you mean?
Jill's head whips around.
Thazita?
Yeah, Cacophony.
Do you want to talk more about my spell?
Oh, yes, please.
Excellent, come on over here.
She moseys over.
Cacophony kind of glances over to Alviva and kind of gestures and says, "This is now your problem." And then she looks at Thazita and starts chattering away.
Yeah. So, when you make the dome, and it just continues on like this for like several more minutes.
Absolutely. And I actually just learned this recently. I learned it actually after dying to a rug. Might be relevant.
Interesting. What kind of rug?
Oh, well, let me design it, and let me describe it to you in detail, because I was inside it for a while.
Okay, so that's happening over there.
Yeah.
Fuck did you just say?
Alviva feigns napping.
No.
Arturos is like moving side to side because you know he rides front. It's like, I'm not a part of this. I didn't do anything.
Alviva! Wake up right now!
No. Sleeping.
Wake up right now so I can argue with you.
I start snoring theatrically.
Oh no, she's out. You wanna come back later?
Jill nudges her sailhead over, reaches out, grabs a fistful of Alviva's shirt, and tugs her over. You listen to me. If you say cult one more time around me about my religion, about my faith, about my God, you're going to have the entirety of my divine wrath rain down upon you. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes, Mom.
I'm gonna let that one go.
It's the hot. It's making me fighty.
Because I don't want to kill you today.
I don't want you to kill me either.
Good. Then we
It's just
understand.
hot and there's mummies. Yeah, I understand. I won't mention the cult word
And
anymore.
what word?
The C word?
The C word.
Not that one.
I'm sorry, I should disturb your religion, Ileana.
Thank you. And she, one by one, unclenches her fists and lets go. Jill is going to, stew about that for at least the next couple of hours, and, occasionally if you look at her, you can, if you're really close to her, you can kind of smell, ozone.
Oh no, I think you really made her mad.
Yeah. Maybe I could cheer her up with an animal?
Maybe, I don't know.
It might get worse, though.
It might get worse though. It's your call.
I think I just gotta let her cool off, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, try not to get electrocuted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be animal cruelty to send an animal over there right now.
All right, so as you guys are edging from late afternoon into evening, you start to see off to the east a very, very large cloud forming on the horizon, and then you realize it's not quite a cloud. What you're seeing is the gigantic roiling wall of a sandstorm headed in your direction.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I will get our tent set up then. I don't know what we're going to do about our friends. She pats the creature between her legs.
I think they're equipped to handle sandstorms as long as they bunker down. We might have to dig them out in the morning.
That's fine. In which case, I will just start working on our tent. And she hops down and starts working on Tiny Hunt.
Yeah, and Thazita is watching you very intently as you do this and writing notes.
I'm doing it a little bit theatrically just so she can watch me better.
What if our tiny hut gets buried in sand and then we're in a hut underneath the sand, and when the hut dissolves, we get covered in sand?
That would be hilarious, and we'd be like your dad's friend.
But we don't have a special straw.
We'd figure it out. I believe in us.
That's good enough for me.
Jill's going to furiously dig pits for the sailheads.
Aviva will try and help as a gesture of good faith, but oh man, she's bad at digging pits.
How?
I have 9 strength.
Yeah, Artie's going like, you're doing such a good job. You're really, you gotta put it, no, you gotta put your back into it.
Get your stupid scale butt over here and grab a shovel.
I don't know what those things are. I'm from the water. We don't have those under the water.
You telling me you've never been to a beach?
I know what sand is. I don't know what that is. Shovel, you said?
This is sand! What the hell were you building sandcastles out of?
Why would you build a castle out of sand? You need coral. You need some good coral.
Remember, he's a king. He doesn't understand work.
Yeah, well, he's gonna get a real crash course here in a minute.
Okay, so you guys successfully managed to set up your camp and bunker down in the dome right before that storm hits. And it goes on for hours and hours and hours and hours. In fact, it rages away all night, and you just hear this constant howling around you and the sound of sand just pinging off the dome all fucking night. So, I need all of you guys to roll Constitution saving throws, please.
That is a 10.
11.
6.
I got an 18.
Okay. Artie, you sleep like a baby.
Yes!
It's great.
I fucking knew it!
Juliana, Alviva, and Cacophony, you sleep like shit. It's awful.
Yeah, it's the wrong kind of storm.
So all of you take 1 level of exhaustion. You get the benefits of a full rest, but you do have 1 level of exhaustion.
Aviva is just extremely paranoid about this idea that the sand is going to build up around the dome and it's going to get really deep and then the spell's going to run out and we're going to be buried alive. And I didn't know this was a fear I had, but now I'm extremely afraid of it. And I keep on waking up Cacophony to be like, Cacophony! Cacophony! Are you sure the dome's not going to collapse? Because I feel like it shimmered for a minute.
I am so positive, Alviva. I really need to sleep or I'm going to be Win tomorrow. And I can't be Win.
But what if you sleep and then the dome goes away because you're not awake and it's your dome?
It's naturally up for 8 hours. We're okay.
Juliana has shoved a pillow on her face. Please go to sleep, Alviva.
What if the sand keeps going for more than 8 hours?
We will cross that bridge when we get to it.
What if there's a leak in the dome and it's really small and then it's like we're inside an hourglass and we just kind of are slowly being consumed by the sand? I think that's worse. At least if it fell at once, it would crush you and you die from the crushing damage, and I think I'd rather die from crushing than from choking.
Alviva,
look,
you were in a forest, so you didn't get this during school? It was, whatever. And so, if it's all coming down slowly, we can just keep stepping on top of it, and eventually we'll get to the top, and we'll still be on top of the sand.
Alviva, I understand more than anybody else the appeal of staying up and not sleeping and worrying about things. I'm kind of an expert. But weather is not a thing you can do anything about at all.
I
I agree.
Okay, I accept that we could step on the sand. I like that. That makes me feel better. We'll just step on it.
Yeah.
I've also got the spice seasoning, so worst case, we can eat our way out.
Okay. Alright. I can sleep now.
Oh, no.
She
She snores so bad.
Oh.
Oh, it's like a fucking lawnmower.
Do I sound like that?
Sometimes.
Ah.
That's why I try to get to bed first.
Yeah, no, that tracks. Look, I can't... It's the wonky nose. I can't help it.
That's okay.
Ugh.
I got some beeswax somewhere.
Does your thing have tea? Does this place have tea at all or something?
No, but I got some. Let me press the digitator to warm.
Ugh, you're a saint.
Crush. I always knew you had a crush on me.
What do you think he's dreaming about?
Horny fish things, probably.
Probably. So Cacophony kind of sings songs and then holds out like a travel tin filled with steaming tea, because prestidigitation lets you make something warm or hot, and offers it over to Jill.
Thanks. I think I've got some tea leaves in here.
You have create food and water.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to use it right now. I'm tired.
Yeah.
God, this sucks.
Alright, I'll roll it back down.
Alright. Good luck.
Thanks. I like to imagine the cacophony, whenever in cacophony form, since she's just meditating, somehow manages to meditate looking glamorous.
Oh, there's a
Despite
slight
looking
breeze wafting her hair.
Wafting her hair just perfectly.
It's like looking at Sleeping Beauty. It's perfectly preserved.
Which is completely different from how Wynn sleeps.
How does Wynn sleep?
Half upside down, half of her clothes are falling off. Her foot keeps kicking something.
Just a disaster.
Just a disaster.
Perfect.
How do you know how I sleep?
That's how I sleep, baby.
All right, so the next morning comes. The sand is piled up kind of high against the walls of the dome, but you're not buried. You're not buried. However, the 8 hours does elapse, like as you guys are waking up, and all of a sudden the dome disappears and the sand just kind of piles into the sleeping area.
All right, just dig up. It's fine. We're all fine. Just dig.
It's worth noting that Alviva's freaking out and has like a little bit of sand on her. Like windy day at the beach amount of sand.
That sounds about right.
Is this the part where I start eating it? Do I eat the sand? Do I
No.
eat the sand to live?
Yo.
Jill's just gonna reach out and just
Okay.
grab Alviva's hand. Just come on, let's just dig. It's fine.
I'm bad at digging.
I know.
Okay.
Just doggy paddle through the sand. It's fine.
This is the one time Arturus does dig.
And he's really good at it.
He is so good. Wait, let's see. He's 25 good at it.
He's 25 good at it.
He gets us out in no time.
Yeah, I'm 8 good at it. I just kind of cling to Jill.
All right, let's go dig out our sand cells. So.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Thazita, by the way, I know none of you asked, but Thazita slept great.
She was also snoring.
I assume she slept like a Disney princess.
She
did.
So she's used to this.
Yeah. Yeah, the sand pile this morning just kind of served as a dust bath, so her scales are extra shiny.
Oh!
You know, honestly, that really helped your shells. They look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And then she gets on her sailhead and waits for everybody else.
Cacophony, I hate to break it to you. I think you're gonna have to be, direct.
I know. I'll get there eventually. It feels most appropriate when we're going to be in danger in the middle of a the dungeon that we're going to.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to do it dramatically then. Don't worry.
Okay, as long as you got a plan there.
I got a plan.
All right.
I always have a plan, except for when I don't.
You really think none of that... What is all that just gonna come crashing down on her in hindsight? I mean, who does that?
Yeah, it should.
Juliana, do an insight check real quick as you do your tea folder.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to GM whisper something to you.
Ooh, ominous.
It's a 28. That's obscene.
Yeah, my one good roll, it's gonna be for something dumb.
See directly into someone's soul.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, I have an 8. I have a +8 on insight. I am very wise. I'm just kind of a dumbass. And my charisma is -1, so.
I don't have an 8 on anything.
So you guys get on your sailheads and head out in the same direction you've been going as always. Very difficult to get the sailheads turned around. So yeah, another day of travel ahead of you.
Hey,
So this is day 3? Day 3
Yes,
of
day 3,
hypothetically 4.
Oh, and I'll keep pass without trace.
You've had 2 nights on the road. This is day 3.
I feel like it's my turn to talk to Thazita. Everyone gets a Thazita turn.
Go for it.
When do you get to go on a character-defining moment with me?
Yeah. I'm the
When are you
character
gonna go on a
defining
field
moment
trip
too.
with Zuko?
This is the
Already.
worst field trip ever.
Help me kick the sailhead a little bit so that we can get up to Thazita.
Sure.
Oh, good. Nap Squad is gonna go have a talk.
Yeah. Hey.
Hi.
So, you seem to know a bunch of stuff about magic and things.
I know a fair amount. I have more stuff written down than I actually know, but I can look something up if you need it.
Did you see the thing where I shot, green light out of my hands?
Yes, you seemed very surprised about it.
Yeah. What do you think that means?
Good job.
Have you been having any strange dreams?
I don't think so.
Oh, I had one.
Have you been speaking to any extraplanar entities?
This is starting to sound like fucking Dare.
I'm the worst person to be together with Alviva right now because I have no idea what her thing is.
Aren't we at extraplanar entities because we're from a different space place? Isn't everybody extraplanar if you think about it?
No, specifically no. Extraplanar in this case would refer to anything from the inner planes across the ethereal plane or in the outer planes across the astral plane. We are talking gods, archfey, horrible things from beyond reality itself, that kind of thing.
Wild space is just the material plane.
Jill?
Huh?
Have I been talking to any extraplanar entities?
Have you?
I don't
Probably.
remember.
I mean, you keep going to the other plane and you can't remember what comes back, and so
Yeah.
we know that's the Feywilds, and there are extraplanar entities there. So I would say probably yes, especially because once you came back with like lots of flowers in your hair, so someone had to put them there.
And one time
And
you got
while
a
it
black
might be
eye, so
you-
somebody punched you out that time.
That is true. I apparently got in a fight.
Yeah,
Alright,
you've been
yes.
doing some Feywild shit.
I've been fighting them, maybe,
She's got
but
a
also making
ring.
friends. Oh yeah. Check this
Tell her
out.
about
I
the
got
ring.
a ring. Okay, yes, here. Look, I have a ring. It makes me go blip sometimes, and apparently I go to the Feywild, but I don't remember anything. And I used to be gone all the time, but now I'm back more.
It is a documented effect at the Feywild sometimes that if you go and then come back, you lose memory of your time there. This ring is fascinating. Where did you get it?
Well,
Kryn.
cred.
That does explain it. So I assume it was something useful on Kryn and then became something extraordinarily not useful after you left Kryn.
Exactly.
Kryn gods. Mina. Twatha.
I also came back weaker with nicer hair and gayer.
You do have nice hair.
She did get
Thank
way
you.
gayer.
I really love your new hair.
Thank you.
I do think it's distinctly possible that while you've been in the Feywild, you've made some kind of pact, maybe.
Interesting. I mean, that sounds like something I could do. What do you... Huh.
Have you noticed any other strange magical powers, aside from, the throwing beams of light from your hands?
I can make my swords light on fire. It's like a green fire. And if people hurt me, I can light them on fire. There's a lot of fire stuff, which is cool. I like fire.
Interesting. She grabs a book and starts flipping through it. Now, I don't have every Archfey cataloged here, but that does sound like something that might have association with some of them. No, yeah, too much cross-pollination. I can't really tell which one at the moment, and then she slams the book shut. But yes, it does appear that you've made some kind of Archfey pact and gained magical powers as a result.
Cool. What does that mean?
Gem Jammer is performed by Alexi Peppers, Annie Creighton, Kit Walker, Mackenzie Weaver, and Rio, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our character designs are by Rio, who you can find at vriosart on Twitter, and our cover art is by Canary Witch, who you can find at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music is by Reckoning Storm AudioWorks. For more episodes of this show and our other shows, as well as news, check out our website at crookedrussiancamp.horse. What the fuck did I set as Kieran's token? I cannot see from
Is Kieran Deadpool?
I don't think he's Deadpool. I think it's like generic elf ranger, I think.
Red ponytail.
Yeah, he's not
Oh,
a redhead. I don't know why I picked this one. I think the situation got dire with the tokens, and I was like, fuck it.